main character Caillou is sleeping and is about to wake up in the morning. Before he decides on that weekend day going out, he thinks about what he has fun with. So Caillou has fun with eating pizza at Chuck E. Cheese's, playing Guitar Hero, where he has fun there. And then not only does he play Guitar Hero, he also plays the Blue Bunny plush where he wins the plush. And Chuck E. Cheese also has a playground, which is fun. And then one day, Boris is just watching the TV, and everything's going fine. He has his son Caleb, in which he comes. So all of a sudden Caleb goes and says, "Can you go to Chuck E. Cheese's, Dad?" "No," says Boris. Caleb says, "Why not?" Boris says, "Because we don't have money to go there." As a result, Caleb decides to run out of the house and goes to the supermarket. He continues on into the supermarket, manages to run over there. It took a lot of minutes for him to get there because he's sprinting away as fast as he can, until all of a sudden Boris appears angry at him, and he says, "Caillou, how dare you run away from the house? Let's go back there." After that, Boris picks up his son Caillou, carries him over at home, and then eventually he says, "Caillou, I can't believe you ran away from the house. That's it. You are grounded for 1-833-643-927-247-297-24872 years. Go to your room right now." Dora says, "I'll lock all the windows and doors so you don't get out of the house." Don't close. Don't come out again. So you don't get. And then, as Boris moves Caleb back to his room, Doris, which is Caleb's mom, locks all the doors and windows. While putting Caleb to bed. And then Dora says, "I've locked all the windows and doors so that Caillou doesn't escape out of the house." Dora says, "Good. Caillou will never come out again." And that's it for now. After he gets grounded, Caillou is just attempting to sleep. He feels extremely bored. He knows he wanted to jump off his window, but he cannot do so. But speaking of that, I think he has a solution. I think Caillou can just find ways around the house to find the tools and stuff needed to unlock the exit. And then he might have more freedom in sneaking out of the house. And that's it. The end. is a computer. I'm going to use it to create a YouTube entry owned by Google, so it's a Google then Go Animate account. So Caillou goes to the computer and goes to the YouTube website to get to the Google account creation. And then enters my Google username is Caillou is awesome. Then for my password. Now to re-enter my password. Now that I have read all my terms, now my last thing I have to do is to sign up by cracking agree. Caillou says, yay, I have created my YouTube account. Now I'm going to create my Go Animate account. So Caillou goes back to the computer, logs in there, goes to the Go Animate website, and goes to the home page where he sees the account creator for the free trial. Caillou says, my username is gocaillou4@gmail.com. Then my name, and then my phone number, then my password. We enter my password. I have read all my terms of my services. Now my last thing to do is submit by clicking try, sign up for a free trial. And then after he signs up, he says, yay, I have opened up both accounts. But I want to make more videos and post it to YouTube. I need Go Plus to do that. I'm going to steal Dad's credit card if he's sleeping with Mom. So after Caillou says to himself about that, he goes into Mommy and Daddy's room. While the parents are indeed sleeping. He comes in, he says good. After that, he goes to the living room, steals Dad's credit card, brings it to his room, and uses that to purchase the Go Plus. And then he says, yay, I purchased my Go Plus, now I can make videos and post it to YouTube. Let's dance for it. After Caillou dances, Boris all of a sudden appears and says, Caillou, I heard you playing music on the computer, let me see what you did. So Caillou begins to cry while Boris examines what Caillou's activity, checking the history and everything like that. After finding out what Caillou did, he explains to him and angrily saying, Caillou, how dare you went back on the computer and opened up 2 accounts while that's it, you are grounded for 100 years. Tell me your password. Caillou says, no. Boris says, tell me now or you are more grounded. Caillou says, okay, my password is @Caillou. Boris says, that's it, I'm going to change it. Well, Caillou says, no. Well, Boris actually changes the password. Then Boris comes up and says, I changed your password and I'm not going to tell you it for 100 years. It says, go to sleep. Caillou is crying. So Boris says, stop crying like a baby and go to sleep. And then that's about it for this. noise. You know what? Thinking about why his mom feels as a tummy that is way bigger than it is. Correct? When Taylor actually wakes up and thinks about why that is the case. And then Yo-Yo is basically that actually gets her. It has been 9 months since Doris has a bigger tummy than normal, and Caillou wonders. Then Dora says and shouts out, "Caillou, come here now." So Caillou comes to the living room, and Dora says, "We are going to have a baby." Caillou says, "Is it a boy or a girl?" Dora says, "I don't know yet." "Oh no, my water broke." Dora says, "That means it's time to go. I'm calling an ambulance." "Hello, my wife is going to have a baby. Can you please come here?" "Thanks. Bye." They're on their way now. Then the whole family comes to the hospital, and Dora says, "Are you going to be okay?" Dora says, "Yes." Then, shortly after, the doctor arrives and says, "The doctor is here. Put your tummy out of your blanket. I'm going to cut your tummy." "It's a girl. What would you like to name her?" Dora says, "Rosie." The doctor turns to Boris and Caillou and says, "How does she look?" Boris says, "You look cute." Caillou turns angry and says, "No, you look so ugly and stupid. Fuck you." And then Caillou acts up, goes up to the bed, and throws Rosie down. And then everyone gets shocked but Caillou, with Boris feeling angry and the doctor saying, "Oh my god, Rosie is injured. I need to fix her bones. She is almost dead." Dora says, "Caillou, you injured Rosie. Why did you do that?" Caillou says, "Because I wanted to have a baby brother." Dora says, "Too bad, you already got a baby sister." The doctor says, "Caillou, out of the bed." And then the doctor fixes Rosie and says, "I fixed Rosie. You can come home now." Boris says, "Caillou, I can't believe you injured your own baby sister. That's it. You are grounded for 275707056027575707507530 years." Dora says, "Plus you are even more grounded for 1,000,000 years for calling your baby's sister Rosie bad works. Go to your room right now." Dora says, "I'm going to give her milk because she's hungry." And then Doris goes away, gets the milk for Rosie, gives Rosie the milk, and Rosie receives the milk and drinks it. Happily ever after. Caillou has been living with a family of 4 for about a year or so. Then he thinks that he wants to go to his favorite place, Chuck E. Cheese's, but he does not know where he's gonna end up being at. At first, Caillou is wondering what his plan is. Then Doris is going to call him very soon. Doris and Rosie feel so excited for an exciting day. Doris says, Caillou, come here now. It's your sister's birthday. We need to make her birthday extra special. Caillou says, but I want to go to Chuck E. Cheese's. Doris says, no, we're going to celebrate at a concert. Come on, Caillou, let's go there. So the family goes to the concert auditorium, where Caillou says, can I go to the restroom? Doris says, no, Caillou, the concert is going to start. Then the announcer announces, okay everyone, we're about to start the concert in 10 minutes. Caillou says, I really hate this voice. Say sorry to the announcer, says Doris. Caillou says, I'm sorry announcer for saying mean things to your voice. Dad, can I go to the restroom now because we have 10 minutes left? Yes, but hurry in 9 minutes, says Doris. Thank you, Dad, says Caillou. I'm ditching my sister, so I'm going to Chuck E. Cheese's. So Caillou plays the game, and after that, he says, yay, I won this game. He moves to the plush, and he says, yay, I won this plush. Then Caillou goes to the playground, plays around the area up there. Then Caillou eats pizza. Once the pizza is consumed, he says, that was a good pizza. All of a sudden, after the concert is over, then the rest of the family appears at Chuck E. Cheese's. And everyone was shocked, and Boris says, Caillou, you are supposed to be at the concert. The concert was over. Let's go back home right now. Then the family makes their way to their car. As soon as the family gets home, Boris roars, oh 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 Caillou, how dare you abandon your sister's concert? That's it. You are grounded for 1,000 years. Doris says, plus you are more grounded for 100 years for saying mean things to the announcer's voice. Go to your room right now. After Caillou gets grounded, he reflects to himself that he must not do this again. However, he is obsessed with Chuck E. Cheese's and often forgets. However, Caillou is never going to give up on what he really demands. He is always demanding and sleeps. The end. One day, Caillou is just sleeping and feels not ready to go to school. All of a sudden, Doris goes into Caillou's room and says, "Caillou, wake up! It's time to go to school." Caillou says, "No." Dora says, "Come on, it's time to go to school." Then he sees something blue on there that is wandering. It disappears and Caillou says, "No, I want to stay home. I just don't want to go to school. Leave me alone." Dora says, "Stop this behavior. Go to school now or you'll be grounded for 50 more years." They're just, "Fine, I'll go to school." So Dora escorts Caillou into the bus stop near the supermarket. And then Caillou rides the bus. During a normal school day, Miss Martin starts the class saying, "Good morning, class. Today we are going to read a story." Caillou says, "Excuse me, Miss Martin, can I please use the restroom?" Miss Martin says, "Yes, but hurry back." Caillou says, "Thank you so much." Caillou says to himself, "I'm going to burn the school." And then Caillou gets into the process of burning the school, and then after Caillou burns the school, Caillou says, "I've taken the school to take a bus to Chuck E. Cheese's." Caillou says, "Yay, I won this game." While he's enjoying himself at Chuck E. Cheese's for a while. Meanwhile, the principal announces to everyone and says, "Attention everyone, Caillou is the one that burned the school. A security camera caught it. We also saw him going to Chuck E. Cheese's. The fires are gone. You may come in." Miss Martin says, "That was close. Caillou was going to be suspended. I'm calling his parents. Hello, Caillou's parents. Your son burned the school and went to Chuck E. Cheese's. Can you please pick him up? Bye." So after Boris is called in by Miss Martin from her laptop, Boris comes into Chuck E. Cheese's. Meanwhile, Caillou is just enjoying himself watching a Chuck E. Cheese's show. When all of a sudden, Boris says, "Caillou, you're supposed to be at school, not at Chuck E. Cheese. Let's go back to school. Now, you're in big trouble." When Boris and Caillou comes into school, they go to the principal's office. The principal asks Caillou, "Why did you burn school and went to Chuck E. Cheese's?" Caillou responds, "Because I hate school. I like Chuck E. Cheese's better than schools." Principal says, "Oh, whoa. How dare you burn school and went to Chuck E. Cheese's? That's it, you're suspended for a month." Boris says, "Let's go home now, Caillou." As soon as the family gets home, Boris shouts, "Caillou, I can't believe you got suspended for burning school and going to Chuck E. Cheese's. That's it. You are grounded for 27076646955025504360 years." Dora says, "Go to your room right now." Caillou is just sleeping and is thinking about that he is not a big fan of school. He prefers Chuck E. Cheese's over school. However, he wakes up and that is a school day. All of a sudden, Dora shouts, "Caillou, it's time to go to school." And then Caillou thinks about having to go to school because he does not want to be grounded. So he just goes to school as normal, gets It was an average day at school. Miss Martin is about to teach some class and give instructions, but before Miss Martin is able to do so, Caillou says, "Miss Martin, can I go to the bathroom?" Miss Martin says, "Yes, Caillou." So Caillou actually went to the boys' bathroom. This time he's not going to the class and go to Chuck E. Cheese's. He is truthful to go to the bathroom, only to find out that the boys' bathroom is so ugly. Caillou says, "Yuck, so gross. There is stuff in the urinals." "Wait, I know. I'll use the girls' bathroom." So Caillou steps out of the most ugly bathroom in the world. Before Caillou goes into the girls' bathroom, and when he arrives there, he says, "This is the most beautiful bathroom in the whole world. It even has some music on that." So Caillou proceeds to the girls' bathroom a bit, when all of a sudden, another student, which is a girl, says, "What do you think you were doing in the girls' bathroom?" "I'm reporting to the principal. Actually, I'm reporting to Miss Martin first." And then Caillou responds, "No, no, 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 no." So the girl went back to report to Miss Martin back in the classroom before Miss Martin then reports to the principal and at being angry, and the principal feels angry, predicting that something went wrong. The principal welcomes, "Hello, Miss Martin. How can I help you?" Miss Martin explains, "Caillou went to the bathroom, but a girl caught him using the girls' bathroom," says the principal. The girl changed her mind and went back to the classroom instead of the principal to finish the lesson and reported to Miss Martin, who then reported to the principal. The principal responds by calling Boris and Doris. "Hello, Boris and Doris. This is the principal speaking. A girl caught Caillou using the girls' bathroom. Can one of you come to my office? Thanks. Bye." "Don't worry, Miss Martin. Caillou's dad is coming to talk with us in the office. You can go." So Miss Martin leaves the office to go back to the classroom to continue class. Eventually, Boris and Caillou arrives in the principal's office. The principal says, "Hello, Boris and Caillou. Caillou, can you explain why you used the girls' bathroom?" "Because the boys' bathroom was a mess," says Caillou. The principal says, "You are suspended for 2 weeks. So Caillou gets suspended and goes back home. When you get back home, the family became trouble. "Caillou, how dare you use the girls' bathroom? That's it. You are grounded for 2 weeks during suspension time. Go to your room now." It was a regular weekend day at Caillou's house. Caillou was going to sleep, thinking about trying something new. He has absolutely nothing to do. He is still grounded. Um, about a few days ago, we noticed that the bedroom doesn't have a lock. This is because Caillou has somehow unlocked the exit by taking down the locks before Caillou used the girls' bathroom before. However, Caillou is still grounded. But luckily, there's nothing the parents can do about it, so Caillou wakes up and thinks about going somewhere. Well, he's not gonna go to Chuck E. Cheese's this time, as he says, "Oh, my favorite place, Chuck E. Cheese's. I'm not even allowed to go there." However, Caillou still has a bright idea. Caillou is planning to go somewhere else, but he hasn't decided yet. Not until he plans to go out. However, and this is already the morning, so the parents are probably sleeping, likely. So as Caillou doesn't hear sounds from the footsteps by the parents, he's gonna be fine. And even Rosie, she might be sleeping or just staying in her room, so it's probably safe to say Caillou's going out. So Caillou does so. He goes out, simply out of the house, and simply runs towards Chuck E. Cheese's. He just decides at the last minute to go to Chuck E. Cheese's, because that's what his favorite place is. But he walks there and it's taking a while. He just thinks about himself at home before traversing all the way to the supermarket. And from the supermarket, Caillou is just really thinking about not going to Chuck E. Cheese's yet. Caillou could go to the supermarket or take a bus, but Caillou says it's wise not to. However, at the very last moment, after Caillou finally makes his final decision, he decides to go to the bar to buy some beer, despite him being way too young to test it out. So once Caillou gets to the bar, the clerk asks, "How can I help you?" Caillou says, "Can I have some beer?" The clerk says, "No." "Why not?" says Caillou. The clerk says, "Because you look too young." "How about a little sip of beer?" says Caillou. "The answer is still no," says the clerk. Caillou says, "If you give me some beer, I promise I won't drink it all." And then says Caillou, the clerk says, "If you ask me for beer one more time, I'll tell the security and the police," says the clerk. Caillou says, "Okay, fine, but I'm very thirsty." And then Caillou all of a sudden exits the bar, goes straight home, and says, "I'm going to steal my dad's beer." So Caillou attempts to do so when all of a sudden Boris appears out of nowhere and says, "Caillou, a police officer told me that you ran away and asked for beer. You know that you are too young to have beer. That's it. You are grounded for a month. Go to your room now." And that's about the end. Caillou still feels sick, but he has been sick for a bit long time. Um, he's resting in the morning. He hasn't gone to school, which is great. That's one of the advantages of being sick. He doesn't have to fake sick. All of a sudden, Caleb gets up, and then he hears a voice from Boris saying, "Caleb, get down here now." So Caleb runs down to the living room. So one day, Caleb goes down after Boris calls, "Caleb, get over here right now." So Caleb did in fact come, and then comes in, and Boris says, "You were sick for 2 weeks. We need to go to the doctor. Let's go now." So the family goes and proceeds to the car. As soon as the family gets to the doctor, the doctor arrives and says, "Okay, Caleb, I'm going to check your blood pressure. Next, checking your face. Next, a blood test." And then Caleb gets shocked. "No, no, 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 no. Please don't poke me." The doctor says, "I need to. Do you want to get sick?" Caleb says, "No, I don't want you to poke me." The doctor says, "Let me poke, or I'm telling your mom and dad to hold your arm." And then Caleb responds, "No, I'm going to kill you with a needle." So Caleb grows angry, gives a shot, pokes the doctor, and then everyone gets shocked. And then as soon as the doctor seems killed, Boris says, "Oh my god, Caleb gets killed the doctor. It's time for Caleb to get a blood test." So Caleb gets one, which injects with some blood. After that, the guard arrives and says, "Are you okay, doctor?" And then the guard wonders. The doctor doesn't respond back. And the guard says, "I think you're dead." Boris says, "Caleb, how dare you kill the doctor? Let's go back home now before the police is here." So the family goes on and escapes the scene. As soon as Caleb and the rest of the family gets home, Boris says and reacts to, "Caleb, I can't believe you killed the doctor and refused to get a blood draw. That's it. You're grounded for 73407271591455485 in 5 years." Dora said. The final word says, "Go to your room right now." So once Caleb progresses to his room, he goes and tries to sleep. Caleb feels extremely pain and feels injured by that blood test. He was so sensitive to the blood test in the first place. However, don't worry about it. He has plenty of time and he feels grounded after all. One day, Caillou's family wanted to see the movies. All three but Caillou agrees to go to the movies. Hey everyone, it's time to go to the movies, just because Rosie wants to see it, says the family. Caillou says, no, I, wa- I wanted to stay home and watch Dora and Friends into the city. Burr said, no, it's time to go to the movies. If you don't go, you'll be grounded. Caillou says, fine. And then the family goes to the car and goes to the movies, okay? Hey mom and dad, I'm so hungry, says Caillou. Dad says, no, you can't go. But we can get some food when we get to the movies. Caillou says, but I'm so hungry. So the family agrees, and this is going to be one of the last stops before going to the movies. So later on, they get closer to the nearest restaurant. They park in the parking lot. Boris comes with Caillou to order food. Boris says, hurry up, 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 hurry up. Caillou orders food so quickly. And then Boris says, this is the last stop. No more stops. It's time to go to the movies. So they return to the car. But somehow, Caillou cries a lot. Sometimes blocks the view. And then Boris says, get back to the seat, Caillou. Get back. Everyone's angry except for Caillou. So they go back to the seat. Caillou says, I have an emergency. I need to get to the nearest bathroom. The family agrees, and this is the last stop. The family says all together, you have to come back here in a few minutes, okay? Okay. The family was expecting that Caillou's going to the bathroom, so the car stops at the supermarket, and then Caillou runs. But he enters the supermarket, exits the back, and then makes his way to Chuck E. Cheese's. So the family decides to proceed without Caillou, and the family really enjoyed the movie, but without Caillou. Then they decide to go to Chuck E. Cheese's. Mom and Dad, I'm so sorry. Nope, it's your fault, says the family. We all want you to see the movies, but no, the movie was fun, and you missed it. You instead go to your favorite place, Chuck E. Cheese's. So Caillou just became foolish that way. And then the family stops trusting Caillou because of all of his lies he made. So Caillou keeps crying as he gets home, becoming very sad and got into a lot of trouble. It was even illegal to have children be all by himself. Eventually, the family says, Caillou, how dare you not follow us and enjoy the movies and go to Chuck E. Cheese's and everything. That's it. You're grounded until we say so. Go to your room now. And Caillou goes slowly back to his room, very sad, while the family, other than Caillou, wasn't as sad and was excited and had fun. So one day, Caillou is just sleeping, as the morning is about to go on. Um, so Caleb does not know what he is thinking about. However, he thinks about going to Chuck E. Cheese's. Well, he's done that a little bit too many times. That's a little bit risky. But what is less risky is something fun what Caleb is coming about. One regular day, Caleb is just sleeping and it's already the morning, so he wakes up like as usual. He wakes up himself. And then he said to himself, I'm going to make 3 poop samples. So Caleb goes to the bathroom and says, step 1, poop. Dora says, Doris, did you hear that? It smells stinky. And while they were just waking up by the loud poop. After Caleb poops more, he returns to the kitchen and says to himself, step 2, big poop. And then he says, poops are done. Now let's get the counter and sell it outside. So Caleb goes and sells a free chocolate samples, also a fake chocolate sample. They're really poop. And then a customer goes in and says, yeah, it's nothing. So Caleb encounters the customer and says, do you want a chocolate sample? The customer says, yes. So the customer tries the fake chocolate sample and says, I think it tasted like poop. So he lies down because he's all sick from eating actual poop. So Caleb waits and then encounters another customer at work. So Caleb asks, do you want that chocolate sample? The customer responds, no, it tastes like poop, after realizing that the customer actually smelled a little bit of poop inside that sample. So the customer goes away without a sample and thus makes her good decision. And then Caleb waits. All of a sudden to get shut. He thought at first there was another customer, but that customer looks exactly like Boris. Indeed, it is Boris. And Boris shouts, Caleb, how dare you kill the guy with poop? I could hear you poop when I'm sleeping. That's it. You are grounded for 5 years. Let's go back inside the house. So Caillou goes back inside the house. And there. So Boris and Caillou comes to the house, so crying, and Boris explains, and shouts out, Caillou, I can't believe that you sold poop samples. Remember, you were grounded for about 5 years. I had to repeat. But this is much worse. Go to your room right now. So Caillou goes into the room. So cries. And as soon as Caillou goes into his room, he goes to sleep happily. And one day while Caillou is grounded and feels bored, He makes his fun by telling himself a story about his trip to Minnesota. Here's what his fun but illegal trip is like in the story. It was a normal school day. This was Miss Barton starting the class saying, "Good morning, class. Today we are going to read a story." "Miss Barton, can I use the boys' room?" says Caillou. "Yes, but hurry back," says Miss Barton. So Caillou escapes the school instead of going to the boys' room and says, "I'm going to the airport to escape my class and family because they always ground me." So Caillou proceeds to the airport, is encountered by the front desk who says, "How can I help you?" Caillou says, "I want to leave Goanimic City and go to a random city." Oh, actually, I choose it to be Minneapolis, Minnesota. The airport front desk responds, "That'll be $100. So Caillou pays $100, goes through the security checkpoint, and then is encountered by the gate desks who says, "Give me the ticket." So Caillou gives the ticket before he says, "Okay, have fun." So Caillou hops on the plane, and the flight attendant announces, "Attention passengers, this is Delta Airlines going to MSP Airport. Please be seated, we are about to take off." So after the flight, Caillou arrives at MSP Airport, saying, "Yay, I arrived. I'm going to find a hotel." So Caillou makes his way to the hotel, checks in, gets in room 201, gets in his room and says, "Yay, I escaped and found a new way home. I'm going to go shopping." So Caillou goes to the Mall of America. He goes in one of the stores there and says, "Now to the fitting room." So Caillou goes to the fitting room, changes up the clothes, pays, and then he decides to go to the Nickelodeon universe by saying, "I'm going to go on the rides at the mall." So Caillou goes to the Nickelodeon universe while Miss Martin and the principal encounters each other. The principal says, "Miss Martin, why are you here?" We were waiting for Caillou for 2 weeks. Do you know where he could be?" says Miss Martin. The principal explains, "The security camera caught Caillou leaving the school and going to the Mall of America in Bloomington, Minnesota. I'm calling the Bloomington Police Department." So the principal calls BPD. "Bloomington Police Department, can you bring a boy with blonde hair, yellow shirt, blue shorts, and red shoes, or someone that looks exactly similar or exactly like him? Thanks. Bye." Meanwhile, Caillou eventually goes to Chuck E. Cheese's in Minnesota, where all of a sudden he encounters a police officer who says, "You're under arrest for leaving school and Goanimic City and going here in Chuck E. Cheese's in Minnesota. Come with me now." So after the police arrest Caillou and sends him back to Goanimic City, he returns to court. He encounters the commander who says, "Caillou, tell me why you left Goanimic City." "Because I don't want to be grounded. Goanimic City is the worst place because they always ground me," says Caillou. The police roars, "That's it. You are going to jail for 10 years. Come with me now." So, after about 10 years in prison, Caillou hasn't grown yet. And Boris explains, "Now that you are out of jail, you are grounded for 1 week. I'll give you punishments soon." So Caillou is experiencing punishments while still short. But that's the dream. Almost the end. One day while Caillou is grounded and feels bored, He makes his fun by telling himself a story about his trip to Minnesota. Here's what his fun but illegal trip is like in the story. It was a normal school day. This was Miss Barton starting the class saying, "Good morning, class. Today we are going to read a story." "Miss Barton, can I use the boys' room?" says Caillou. "Yes, but hurry back," says Miss Barton. So Caillou escapes the school instead of going to the boys' room and says, "I'm going to the airport to escape my class and family because they always ground me." So Caillou proceeds to the airport, is encountered by the front desk who says, "How can I help you?" Caillou says, "I want to leave Goanimic City and go to a random city." Oh, actually, I choose it to be Minneapolis, Minnesota. The airport front desk responds, "That'll be $100. So Caillou pays $100, goes through the security checkpoint, and then is encountered by the gate desks who says, "Give me the ticket." So Caillou gives the ticket before he says, "Okay, have fun." So Caillou hops on the plane, and the flight attendant announces, "Attention passengers, this is Delta Airlines going to MSP Airport. Please be seated, we are about to take off." So after the flight, Caillou arrives at MSP Airport, saying, "Yay, I arrived, I'm going to find a hotel." So Caillou makes his way to the hotel, checks in, gets in room 201, gets in his room and says, "Yay, I escaped and found a new way home. I'm going to go shopping." So Caillou goes to the Mall of America. He goes in one of the stores there and says, "Now to the fitting room." So Caillou goes to the fitting room, changes up the clothes, pays, and then he decides to go to the Nickelodeon universe by saying, "I'm going to go on the rides at the mall." So Caillou goes to the Nickelodeon universe while Miss Martin and the principal encounters each other. The principal says, "Miss Martin, why are you here?" We were waiting for Caillou for 2 weeks. Do you know where he could be?" says Miss Martin. The principal explains, "The security camera caught Caillou leaving the school and going to the Mall of America in Bloomington, Minnesota. I'm calling the Bloomington Police Department." So the principal calls BPD. "Bloomington Police Department, can you bring a boy with blonde hair, yellow shirt, blue shorts, and red shoes, or someone that looks exactly similar or exactly like him? Thanks. Bye." Meanwhile, Caillou eventually goes to Chuck E. Cheese's in Minnesota, where all of a sudden he encounters a police officer who says, "You're under arrest for leaving school and Goanimic City and going here in Chuck E. Cheese's in Minnesota. Come with me now." So after the police arrest Caillou and sends him back to Goanimic City, he returns to court. He encounters the commander who says, "Caillou, tell me why you left Goanimic City." "Because I don't want to be grounded. Goanimic City is the worst place because they always ground me," says Caillou. The police roars, "That's it. You are going to jail for 10 years. Come with me now." So, after about 10 years in prison, Caillou hasn't grown yet. And Boris explains, "Now that you are out of jail, you are grounded for 1 week. I'll give you punishments soon." So Caillou is experiencing punishments while still short. But that's the dream. Almost the end. One day, it was a normal day for Caillou, and Caillou is just watching TV. He really likes watching TV, and he feels like he's not grounded, even though he might have, and feels like he's sneaking him grounded. But either way, it's normal for Caillou to have this day. Then Rosie comes and says, Caillou, do you want to walk with me? No, I'm tired, says Caillou. Rosie says, well, I'm going for a walk later. So Caillou walks to the kitchen and he says, I'm going to litter a pie to get Rosie arrested because I hate her. So as Caillou walks and grabs the pie, he walks outside the house, throws the pie out, and goes back in. Meanwhile, Rosie walks out of the house like she planned and notices that a pie has been littered near the house. She says, Who littered the pie? Then the police comes and arrives. As soon as the police gets out of his car, he tries to arrest Rosie by saying, You're under arrest for littering a pie. Rosie argues, Officer, I didn't litter a pie. The police argues back, I don't care, come with me. Now. So, the police arrests Rosie successfully and forces her into the car. Once the police escorts Rosie to jail, he says meanly, This is your cell. You'll be here for a long time. And then the police leaves. Rosie is just left behind with nobody around. She feels very bored standing. She thinks to herself that the police is more guilty than her, and that she got arrested and went to jail for no reason. Even though she was accused for littering a pie, but she really did not. Meanwhile, back at home with the parents, they were worried about Rosie. Dora says, Has anyone seen Rosie? Dora says, No, but Caillou littered the pie and Rosie got arrested for no reason. Let's bail Rosie out of jail, says Boris. So the two parents go out. They go out and make their way to jail. Meanwhile, Rosie is just standing in jail very bored. But then she got surprised. The two parents arrive just to bail Rosie out of jail. They manage to unlock the jail door and Rosie says, Yay, I'm out of jail. So the three comes out of jail, goes back home. Meanwhile, Caillou is shocked that the parents and Rosie has arrived. And Rosie, he says, by grounding, Caillou, how dare you get me arrested? You're grounded for a month, says Boris. Go to your room right now, says Doris. And then that's about the end. Caillou goes to his room. As soon as Caillou goes to his room, he is really grounded, literally. He has almost nothing to do other than thinking about his other stories. For example, his next story he's about to think about is when Caillou himself gets arrested soon. After Caillou gets Rosie arrested and gets grounded, Caillou returns to his bed during the day and sleeps just like as early as he could. He feels so bored and thinks about him walking all by himself. Caillou thinks that he walks himself and he has to sneak out because asking permission from the parents is not an option because the parents would always say no because they want to prevent Caillou from going to Chuck E. Cheese's and having fun. Caillou also brainstorms about Caillou getting arrested like Rosie, but decides to walk himself and take a risk. So that's the final plan. Caillou plans on waking up the next morning and starting again. One normal day, Caillou decides to go on a walk himself, all by himself. So that's what he decides to do. After that, without Mom and Dad noticing, Caillou just goes out. He doesn't have permission, or he does have permission from Mom and Dad, but either way, Caillou makes it as far away as the supermarket. Just like when he ran away and got grounded the other day. Caillou notices a soda bottle littered and says, "Who could have littered a soda bottle?" Then all of a sudden the police is about to arrive. Caillou faces the other direction, right at the police officer, before the police officer points the pistol at him and says, "You're under arrest for littering a soda bottle." Caillou says, "But officer, I didn't litter a soda bottle." "I don't care, come with me now," says the police officer. And then the police arrests Caillou with a pistol and forcibly shoves him inside the police car and goes. As soon as the police and Caillou arrives in jail, the police officer angrily says, "This is your cell. You'll be here for a long time." Then the police leaves Caillou behind. Caillou feels so bored, thinking about his favorite place, Chuck E. Cheese's, rather than jail. He says to himself, "I can't believe I went to jail for no reason." And then Caillou brainstorms about his plans to escape prison once and for all. Meanwhile, the parents are just normally watching TV when Boris worries about Caillou. He says, "Has anyone seen Caillou?" "No, but he is in jail," says Doris. Boris says, "Good. I'm not going to bail him out of jail because he is still grounded. Let's watch more TV." And then the parents just moves on while Caillou is in jail, being bored and feeling a lot more grounded than ever. After Caillou somehow escapes prison, he reflects to himself how he did the message to escape. He thinks to himself that he should never see something littered again and stay away from littered objects. That's when he learned a lesson. He also learns a lesson that he shouldn't walk himself because he is too young to do so, and he knows that it's kind of illegal. And then Caillou rests. It's a normal day, and it's a school day. Caillou is sleeping and is about to wake up. But Boris comes in and shouts, "Caillou, wake up. It's time to go to school." Caillou wakes up and refuses. "No, we have a test and a boring music program. I don't want to do boring stuff." "Come on, Caillou. It's time to go to school," says Boris. Then Boris and Caillou turns angry and Caillou says, "No, I don't want to go to school and that's final." Boris says, "Stop this behavior. If you don't go to school, you will be grounded." And Caillou cries and responds, "Okay, fine, I'll go to school." So Caillou gets up, changes their feelings, Boris too, and now feels forced to go to school. He walks to the bus stop and catches the bus. After riding the bus to school, Caillou arrives there and greets Miss Martin in the class. Miss Martin starts the class by saying, "Good morning, class. Today we are going to take a test. After the test, we will go to a music program. Who wants to go to the restroom first before we take the test?" "Me," says Caillou. "Okay, Caillou, you are excused." So after Caillou gets excused, he actually ditches school to go to Chuck E. Cheese's and says, "I'm ditching this school, so I'm going to Chuck E. Cheese's." So Caillou goes in, plays Guitar Heroes. After that, he wins and says, "Yay, I won this game." Then Caillou plays another, and then after he wins, he says, "I want a teddy bear." Caillou eats pizza. After that, he says, "That was a good pizza." And then Caillou continues and rides, eats in the Chuck E. Cheese's. Meanwhile, Miss Martin decides to go to the principal's office and then is greeted by the principal. The principal says, "Hello, Miss Martin, how can I help you?" Caillou went to the bathroom, but he has gone for an hour. "Do you know where he is?" says Miss Martin. The principal responds, "Yes, a security camera caught him leaving the school and going to Chuck E. Cheese's. I'm calling his parents." "Hello, Boris and Doris. Your son was caught on camera leaving the school and went to Chuck E. Cheese's. Can you pick him up? Thanks. Bye." "Don't worry, Miss Martin. Caillou's dad will pick him up and bring him here to my office." And the rest of the family is in the living room, and Boris says, "I'm going to pick Caillou up while you two stay here." Just a few moments, Caillou is having fun. All of a sudden, Boris and someone else arrives to watch Caillou get caught. Boris says, "Caillou, you are supposed to be at school, not at Chuck E. Cheese's. Let's go back to school now." So Boris and Caillou goes into the car. Once Caillou and Boris goes to the principal's office, they are greeted by the principal saying, "Caillou, why did you leave school and go to Chuck E. Cheese's?" "Tell her the truth, Caillou," says Boris. Caillou responds, "Okay, I didn't want to take the test and go to a music program, so I had to leave school and go to Chuck E. Cheese's." The principal roars, "Caillou, how dare you leave school and went to Chuck E. Cheese's? That's it, you are suspended for a month." The two goes home and Boris roars, "Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Caillou, I can't believe you got suspended for cutting school to go to Chuck E. Cheese's. That's it. You are grounded for 1,000,000 years. Go to your room now," says Doris. The end. One weekend morning, Caillou is just sleeping and is about to wake up. As soon as Caillou wakes up, he thinks about going to Chuck E. Cheese's, but he's aware that he is grounded. But luckily, he could just sneak out of the window and go to Chuck E. Cheese's while grounded. That would be fun. He starts the day by saying to himself, I'm going to jump out of the window to go to Chuck E. Cheese's. So Caillou makes his first journey. He opens the window and climbs out. Caillou actually jumps out of the window, sits down, and actually begins to fall. He successfully falls down despite the potential dangers. He hits his butt in the concrete and then hits his head. It causes a brief injury, but he is overall okay and proceeds on. As soon as Caillou is okay and quickly recovers from a brief pain, he makes his way to Chuck E. Cheese's all the way. After a while, and after about an hour of a journey, he goes there. He gets in and plays the Guitar Hero like always and says, "Yay, I won this game." He goes to the Blue Bunny plush. After winning, he also says, "Yay, I won this plush." And then he eats pizza as his daily routine. And then after eating pizza, he says, "That was a good pizza." He goes to the playground and plays around, explores multiple times in the playground. And then he rides one of the miniature rides in the Chuck E. Cheese's. Meanwhile, the two parents are just watching something in the living room when one of them begins to worry about Caillou. Boris says, "Has anyone seen Caillou?" "No," says Doris. Boris responds, "Well, I'm thinking he must be at Chuck E. Cheese's. Let's pick him up." So the parents go and makes their way to the car. Caillou is enjoying himself watching some Chuck E. Cheese's show when all of a sudden the parents arrive. Boris says, "Caillou, how dare you went to Chuck E. Cheese's while grounded? Let's go back home." So the three makes their way to the car and goes back home. As soon as the three gets home, Boris shouts out, "Caillou, I can't believe you went to Chuck E. Cheese's while grounded. That's it. You are grounded for an extended 100 years. Go to your room while I lock all the doors and windows." So then, Caillou makes his way to his room while Boris locks all the doors and windows. He first locks the window in the living room and then locks the window in Caillou's room to prevent Caillou from coming out. And there it is. Caillou feels bored and goes to sleep and forgets about unlocking the exit. But don't worry, Caillou might remember to unlock the exit another day. About the end. is happening when Miss Martin is in the middle of her class. Miss Martin teaches some English, math, and a little bit of science. Miss Martin says in the middle, "Hello, we're just gonna move on to some math. We're gonna learn about some adding and subtracting. Can you add what is 1 plus 1? Some of the class says 2. That's great, says Miss Martin. And Miss Martin also says, let's all count up to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright? And then eventually the class is somehow dismissed, whether for a break or for the day. One regular school day, Caillou and Dora gathers up somehow. Caillou greets Dora by saying, "Dora, what's up?" "Oh, Caillou," says Dora. Caillou responds, "What's the matter?" "Oh, it's because everyone hates me. I've never had a boyfriend," says Dora. Caillou says, "Well, I'm so sorry. Can we do this?" "Yes, we can, Caillou. Let's kiss," Dora responds. So then, Caillou and Dora proceeds to kissing. All of a sudden, someone comes around which interrupts Dora and Caillou kissing. Both were shocked, and they were met up by someone that looks like the Fat Controller. The Fat Controller says, "Caillou and Dora, what are you doing?" "Just kissing. It's over. It wasn't harder," responds Caillou. And then the Fat Controller responds, "Strictly, Caillou and Dora, how dare you kiss each other? That's it. Report to the principal's office." So the two comes and follows the Fat Controller's advice and prompt. They go to the principal's office and they were greeted by the principal, who says, "Caillou and Dora, why are you here?" Caillou responds, "Because we were kissing each other." Then the principal roars and responds, "Caillou and Dora, how dare you kiss each other? That's it. You are both suspended for a month. I'm calling your parents." So then Caillou and Dora goes home. As soon as Caillou gets home, he is greeted by the roaring Boris, who roars, "Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Caillou, how dare you kiss Dora? That's it. You were grounded for 100 years. Go to your room right now." So Caillou goes to his room and feels extremely disappointed. And then after Caillou gets grounded, he goes to sleep like early in the afternoon. Meanwhile, he is thinking that he has a new girlfriend and that he plans to hang out and date her very soon. Probably the next weekend or so. For now, he relaxes and sleeps in the end. One regular day, Caillou is just sleeping in the morning. He is about to wake up as it is well past sunrise. He thinks about Dora because he is her new best friend. He wakes up, thinks about her for a while, also thinks about going on the date, and it's about to come true. The writing is about on the wall. Then he plans on just going to the living room as normal, so he rushes downstairs as it is planned. He just begins to walk. Then he waits. One regular day, likely a weekend, Caillou is just standing alone. Then Dora appears and asks, "Caillou, do you want to date me?" "Yes," says Caillou. "Let's go to Chuck E. Cheese's." "Okay," responds Dora. So the two makes their way to Chuck E. Cheese's, goes in, and plays the game. Caillou, who plays Guitar Hero, and after he wins, he says, "Yay, I won this game." While Dora says, "Yay, I won this plush." After the two plays those games, they both eat pizza. Once the pizza is finished, Caillou says, "That was a good pizza." Then both goes on the virtual rides or the miniature rides. Then a small show. The two watches until all of a sudden Boris appears nearly out of nowhere. The two are shocked, but Boris feels more angry and shouts out, "Caillou, how dare you went to Chuck E. Cheese with Dora? Let's go back to your houses." And then the two makes their way home. Once Boris gets to Dora's house, Dora is forced out of the car and gets in her house before Boris drives away. As soon as Caillou and Boris gets home, Boris roars, "Caillou, I can't believe you went to Chuck E. Cheese's with Dora. That's it. You are grounded for 276066326656856925605496965 years. Go to your room now." Then Caillou cries and makes his way to his room. Once Caillou gets grounded by Boris, he thinks to himself that dating Dora is out of the limit. He knows that he kinda paid the price. He just reflected himself every time he gets grounded. But this time he thinks that this time is worse because it kinda disrespects Dora that it's Boris. And that he'll almost never get to see Dora once again. Soon. one regular school day, Caillou is sleeping when all of a sudden Boris comes to Caillou's room and shouts, Caillou, it's time to go to school. And Caillou responds, no, we have a math test. Come on, it's time to go to school, says Boris. And then Caillou turns angry and responds, no, I don't want to go to school, that's final. Go to school now or you're grounded, says Boris. Caillou cries, okay, fine, but it will be boring. So Caillou gets up and rushes to school. The class starts with Miss Martin saying, alright class, we're going to take a math test. Caillou asks, excuse me, Miss Martin, can I go to the bathroom? And then Miss Martin responds, no, you may not, Caillou, but I really have to go, says Caillou. Miss Martin responds, Caillou, we're about to begin the test. You'll stay here. Caillou says, please let me go, or I'll have to use the bathroom here instead. Then Miss Martin ultimately responds the right decision, no, because you always cut class and go to Chuck E. Cheese's. Now I'll pass out the test. So now Miss Martin knows Caillou enough that she doesn't trust him. So Miss Martin anyways gives out the exam. And then Caillou cries while Miss Martin still feels angry about Caillou cutting class. But Caillou is forced to take the math test. He answers all the questions and guesses them. And then for the second half, he also seems smart on that, right? He answers the questions too. And then once the test is done, Miss Martin says, give me the test. And then she says later, thank you. Now we are moving to reading. So Miss Martin continues her reading class. And then about the next day, this is math class again. And Miss Martin corrected the test and says, I corrected the test. Now I'll pass them out. Miss Martin passes the tests out. Caillou looks at the exam. He begins to cry because he didn't get a good enough score. Miss Martin finally responds, now you may take the test home. So Caillou goes back home, and is greeted by Boris. How's school? Good, I took the math test, says Caillou. Let me see it, responded Boris. Oh, so Caillou really failed the first half, but seems to have aced the other half. But the last two questions and the entire first half is wrong, the rest is right. The total score ultimately is like a 40%, which is still an F. And because Caillou failed the math test, Boris roars and says, Caillou, how dare you fail the math test? That's it. You are grounded for 7423075264995640366041634466041634869 years. Go to your room right now. Then Caillou finally cries all the way to his room with his failed test. After failing the math test, Caillou is just sitting and sleeping in his bed, grounded. He's just thinking about something else, daydreaming something a little bit more bad. One day, Caillou feels so tired of being grounded that he decides to do something to his parents. He says, "I'm going to kill my parents because they always ground me." So Caillou has an idea. He has a gun at home. So he thinks about it and decides to pull it out. So Caillou begins to get a little bit angry. Gets the gun from the computer desk. And there you go. He now has the gun and feels angry. So Caillou then moves on downstairs to the living room and goes on to kill his parents. And he's got to be quick or else the parents would report out and would go away. So Caillou now heads out. After Caillou kills his parents, he says, "Yay, I killed my parents because they always ground me. Now I'm going to Chuck E. Cheese's." But before going to Chuck E. Cheese's, Caillou is just examining how the blood and the detail of how it's killed. The blood spills all over the place. The eyes and the mouth is a little bit gone, and then Caillou departs off. Once the police car comes, the officer jumps out of the vehicle, holds Caillou at gunpoint, and says, "You're under arrest for killing your mom and dad. Put the gun down and get in the police car." So Caillou puts his gun down and then heads into the police car before it's departing. Once the police officer and Caillou arrives in jail, he is greeted by the officer saying, "You'll be in jail for a long time." This means that the police officer does not know how exactly Caillou is going to stay in jail, other than the fact that Caillou is generally going to stay in jail for a very long time. Caillou replies by crying, knowingly that a long time is so boring, and Caillou couldn't withstand being in jail and out of fun stuff. The police officer is then about to leave, so he leaves Caillou behind. Once the police officer leaves, Caillou says, "This is going to be boring." This literally means that Caillou is going to be literally bored in jail almost the whole time he is there. Caillou thinks to himself that jail is even more boring than being grounded, meaning that he'd rather be grounded than go to jail. There is nothing else fun in jail other than resting and reading a book, but reading a book is still boring, and even sitting doing nothing is just boring. And then back to reality, Caillou was just daydreaming about him killing his parents and ending up in jail for the rest of his life. Caillou is then about to begin his next day. The end. One day, when Caleb is still grounded and feels extremely bored, he is thinking to himself, what bad thing did he have to end up with? So, Caleb sits there bored, and sleeps there bored, and lays in there bored, and then he comes up with a dream or thought about his terrible potential experience. During Caleb's dream or thought, he portrays himself as being in jail, standing there extremely bored. Then, a police officer arrives to visit him and says, Caillou, you'll be executed next week. You'll be in jail until the execution day. And then he moves away a bit while Caillou says, oh no, I'm going to die. I wish I can escape. Then the police officer comes back and says, there is no way to escape. Also, your parents has released from the hospital. Your dad will be here to talk to you. And then Boris arrives and says, Caillou, you're going to be executed. That's it. You are grounded forever. No more Chuck E. Cheese forever. And then Caillou argues, Dad, can you please let me out? I'm really sorry. Boris responds, no, your apology won't work. You will be in jail until the execution day. Goodbye forever, Caillou. And then both the police officer and Boris moves away, leaving Caillou extremely bored and standing for about a week. Once 1 week has passed, the police officer arrives and tells and says, Caillou, it's time to get executed. So the police lets Caillou out of jail, under custody. Caillou simply walks out of jail. The police officer closes the jail cell and takes him to the lava pit. The police officer asks, any last word? Caillou responds, I don't want to die. And then the police responds, too bad, I'll kick you into the lava pit. The police officer then gets into the process of kicking Caillou into the lava pit. He attempts to kick and kicks multiple times and waits for Caillou to tip down. And then once Caillou tips down, the police officer says, he's dead. Meanwhile, the rest of Caillou's family, the police officers and Miss Martin and the Fat Controller all cheer for Caillou being dead. And then another scene back in hell. The devil meets Caillou, and he says, since you were dead, I'm going to turn you to a ghost in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Caillou responds, no. Oh no, I'm a ghost. Please change me back and can I have another chance? I'm very sorry. The devil responds back, no, you'll stay in hell forever and there is no way changing back. You'll never return to the world. Caillou responds, no. Wow. And then the end of the dream or thought. After Caillou's dream, thought, or whatever, Caillou is out of his own thing, and now he's back to his real world. He just woke up from his little nap. Good thing Caillou did not have a nightmare, but nightmares are a bit bad. Meanwhile, in the bedroom, Caillou is just staring around the entire room, feeling extremely bored and grounded and has nothing to do. The end. one day, most likely a weekend, Doris is just standing in the living room and sees Caillou come. Caillou comes and says, "Mom, can we go to McDonald's?" Doris responds, "No." "Why not?" says Caillou. "Because you eat eggs," says Mom. "I really hate eggs," says Caillou. Doris says out of nowhere, "Doris, we have no food left in the house. I'll go to the store while you go to McDonald's." Doris responds, "Do you know what that means? We can go to McDonald's. Let's go there." So then Doris goes to the car with Caillou to go to McDonald's. Soon, Caillou and Doris arrives at McDonald's and is greeted by the cashier, who says, "What would you two like?" Doris says, "I'd like a cheeseburger and coffee." Caillou says, "I'd like a cheeseburger, large fries, and an Oreo McFlurry." The cashier responds, I'm sorry, but we're out of Oreo McFlurry, but you can have an M&M McFlurry instead." And then Caillou responds, "You're kidding, right?" Doris responds, "Caillou, he is offering a McFlurry because the Oreo McFlurry is out of stock." And then Caillou cries and says, "No, I want an Oreo McFlurry and that's final." And then Doris responds, "Stop this behavior now. We're in a restaurant and everyone's looking at you." And Caillou says, "So you want to engage me? I'll buy you a diamond ring so it's an engagement." And then the customer, Eric, says, "I think it's bad here. Let's get out of here, Eric." So the customer eventually flees and Caillou grows and roars as he cries. And then Caillou says, "So you want to engage me? Engage me, engage me, engage me, engage me, engage me." And then Doris responds, Stop now, you scared the customer and the clerk because you were scaring off and using screaming." And then Caillou says, "If you don't engage me, I will destroy McDonald's." Caillou and Doris gets back to the car. Doris says, "How dare you destroy McDonald's? That's it. We're going home now, Mom." And then Caillou apologizes and wants an Oreo McFlurry. Just kidding, he wants M&M McFlurry back. And Doris says, "No, you destroyed the whole entire McDonald's. You get nothing, you watch the news, and you'll be grounded when we get home." And then Caillou and Doris eventually arrives home and then watches the news. After watching the news, Doris says, "Caillou, you're grounded now." Doris responds, "Go to your room right now." And then Caillou gets grounded. The end. One day, Caillou is just sneaking out of his house after being grounded and making his way into Chuck E. Cheese. As soon as Caillou gets out of the house, whether if it's by the window or by the main door sneaking out, he encounters another person that is extremely similar to Caillou, and they almost certainly look like the twins. However, they were really different in reality, although universally that they look the same. Both Caillous says, "I'm going to Chuck E. Cheese's." The real Caillou says, "What the? You look just like me." And the other Caillou says, "I'm Caillou." And then the real Caillou says, "No, I'm Caillou." And then the other Caillou says, "Get out of the way. I'm going to Chuck E. Cheese's." And the real Caillou says, "No, Chuck E. Cheese's is my place." And then the other Caillou argues, "Chuck E. Cheese's is over there, you Chuck E. Cheese's clothes." And then Caillou turns angry, the real one, shoves the other Caillou to the ground and says, "I'm not a Chuck E. Cheese's clothes." And then, as soon as the real Caillou has done his jobs and have defeated the other Caillou, both of their parents arrives. The other Boris says, "What the heck is going on?" The real Boris says, "Caillou, what did you do to Caillou?" And then he reveals what the other Caillou is about. Caillou explains, "I had Officer Poop 247's Caillou to get out of the way." So, the result is on. The real Boris, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Caillou, how dare you hit Caillou? That's it. You are grounded for 13640691792479747 years. Let's go home. So, the real Boris and Caillou goes home. Meanwhile, the Officer Poop 247's family, Boris and Caillou, were about to recover. The other Boris says, "Caillou, let's go home." So, the Officer Poop 247's group or set of Caillou's family is just resting. The other Caillou is just resting. Eventually, the other Caillou, the Officer Poop 247's Caillou, get better, indicating that he says, "Yay, I'm better now. Does this mean we can celebrate?" Officer Poop 247's Boris responds, "Absolutely not. Caillou, how dare you meet Caillou? That's it. You're grounded for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. Go to bed right now." And then the other Caillou, Officer 247's Caillou, cries, "Wah!" And then he eventually makes his way upstairs, where he reveals himself as the classic Caillou, but in this yellow shirt. About the end. Or is it? Meanwhile, the real Caillou thinks he's grounded for almost no reason because he thinks he's a hero, but Caillou was still as guilty as he was himself. regular school day, Miss Martin is hosting a behavior report card day. That's what today is. She starts the class saying, "Good morning, class. Today is behavior report card day. I'll be passing each one a different card. I'll explain what the cards mean. If you receive a green card, you graduate forever. If you receive a blue card, you get a year off of school. If you receive a purple card, you get a whole semester off of school. If you receive a gray card, you get a whole month off of school. If you receive a white card, nothing happens. If you receive a yellow card, you are in a little trouble. No detention, just sit down. If you receive an orange card, you're in a little bit more trouble. You will have detention for 1 hour. If you receive a brown card, you'll be in more trouble. You'll be suspended for 2 weeks. If you receive a red card, you'll be suspended for months. Now pay close attention to this card. If you receive a black card, you are in deep trouble. You'll be expelled forever. Now I'll pass the cards out." And then someone comes and gets a green card. He says, "Yay, I got a green card." Miss Martin explains, "That's right, Leo, go to the principal's office to claim your card." And then another student comes who says, "Yay, I got a blue card." Miss Martin says, "That's right, Sarah, go to the principal's office to claim your reward." And then another student comes and says, "Yay, I got a purple card." Miss Martin says, "That's right, Clementine, go to the principal's office to claim your reward." Another student comes and says, "Oh boy, I got a great card." Miss Martin says, "That's right, Josh, go to the principal's office to claim your card." And then someone else comes, that's another student, and says, "Okay, I got a white card." "That's right, Jason, nothing happens to you, so you can stay here," says Miss Martin. And Jason's twin brother comes and gets a yellow card and says, "Oh no, I got a yellow card. I guess I am worse than my twin brother." Miss Martin replies, "That's right, Jeffrey. You are a little disrupted during class. I said there's no talking, but you weren't listening. Now go to the principal's office and then come back." And then another student comes and says, "What the did I get an orange card for?" Miss Martin replies, "First of all, watch your language. Second of all, you were being mean to other people by saying bad words and hurting them. Now go to the principal's office before detention." And then another student comes and says, "Oh no, I got a brown card." Miss Martin replies, "That's right, Sally, you kept laughing at people out of control. Now go to the principal's office to get your slip." And then Dora comes and says, "Oh no, no, I got a red card." And Miss Martin replies, "That's right, Dora, you were caught kissing Caillou in the hallway, which is inappropriate. Now go to the principal's office to get your slip." And then Dora walks away, while Miss Martin is waiting for someone to get the black card. The end. Or is it? Once Dora gets the red card, she just stands there while Miss Martin is actually thinking angrily about this last person who is about to get the black card. Whoever gets the black card is the worst kid, is also nicknamed the Dead Meat. And you probably know who is going to be in Dead Meat. Next up, soon. one late afternoon or early evening, Caillou is just resting because he feels bored and he cannot go to Chuck E. Cheese. He almost has nothing to do at first. Then Boris comes out of nowhere and screams, "Caillou, get down here now!" And then Caillou wakes up and is wondering, and Boris says, "We have dinner, come downstairs." Okay, Caillou becomes so excited. And then one dinner evening, the whole entire family goes to the dining room and eats dinner. Everyone is going as planned. Boris is the one who organized the whole dinner. Caillou is just sitting around just having meatloaf, peas and mashed potatoes. And then Boris then eats the dinner as planned. The dinner moves on so well. It starts very well. Boris gives Caillou meatloaf, peas and mashed potatoes for dinner, even though he didn't want to himself. He just assumes that Caillou is going to really love it. However, the opposite is true. Caillou asks, "Hey Mom and Dad, can I have pizza instead?" Boris responds, "No, we are having meatloaf, peas and mashed potatoes, not pizza." Caillou says, "But I really hate meatloaf, peas and mashed potatoes. Why can't I have pizza?" Boris responds, "Because we are having meatloaf, peas and mashed potatoes for dinner. Now eat your dinner before it gets cold." Durst also responds, "Your dad is right. Caillou, look at Rosie. She's a little girl and is eating hers. Now eat your food." Then Caillou gets up angrily and says, "No, I am not eating meatloaf, peas and mashed potatoes. I still want pizza right now." Boris says, "Caillou, you don't yell at the dinner table. Now sit right back down and eat your dinner." Caillou says, "Screw this," and throws the dinner plate at the wall. Doris then responds, "You just threw your dinner plate at the wall. Right now, you killed your little sister, Rosie." And then Caillou argues, "But Mom and Dad, all I wanted to eat is pizza, but you didn't get me one, so that's why I had to throw my dinner plate at the wall." Boris argues back, "No, the reason why you had to eat meatloaf, peas and mashed potatoes is because we're all having it for dinner." Caillou responds, "I'm so sorry, Mom and Dad." Boris replies, "Sorry is not going to work. Caillou, we have told you to eat your dinner too many times, but you refuse to do so. You are grounded for a month. Go to bed right now." And then Caillou cries, "Wah!" And then some peace goes on. Doris says, "Well, it's alright, Rosie. Your big mean brother is a bit in bed right now. We can all keep eating right now." And then the rest goes happy. The family keeps eating except for Caillou. They all had meatloaf and peas and mashed potatoes, with a happy ending for the rest of the family, but Caillou is currently in his room. Back in Caillou's room, he is feeling extremely so bored. He's currently about to sleep, and he's about to dream as well. However, Caillou feels bad for himself, saying that he should learn his lesson next time not to do things once again. The end. One morning, one clean weekend, Caillou is just asleep or almost about to wake up. He continues sleeping and thinking about what he did for dinner and that he was still in fact grounded. He's grounded for not behaving at dinner and that he threw a dinner plate while at. He mourns himself again and he thinks about it the entire night. Now that it is the morning, Caillou's just about to wake up once Boris comes into his room. Boris comes into his room and says, "Caillou, wake up. It's time for breakfast." So Caillou then actually wakes up and makes his way to breakfast along with Boris. In the breakfast, the whole family was going into a different room. Or could be the same room but on the other side. So while breakfast is still going on, this dining room or breakfast room seems bigger than it needs to be. Because there's a chance that at the back side might be a dinner side. Moving on, everyone is just having what they've desired, except that Caillou has no idea. Caillou asks, "What food am I going to eat, Dad?" "An egg," says Boris. Caillou responds, "I don't want to eat an egg, I want pancake." Doris says, "We are not eating pancake, Caillou. Eat your egg. It will make you big and strong." And then once some argument happens and once Caillou is just pressured to eat the egg, Caillou grows angry and everyone gets shocked and Caillou shouts, "No, I want pancake." Boris responds, "Caillou, you do not yell at the table. Sit right back down and eat your breakfast." And then Caillou grows even more angry, so angry that he says, "Screw this," and then actually throws the egg at Boris, causing the egg to spill at both his chin and also the table. Boris replies and responds so angrily, "Caillou, how dare you throw an egg at me? You are grounded for another month." And then Doris replies and gives a forwarding, "Plus you are even more grounded for 1 more month for yelling at the table. We have told you not to do that at yesterday's dinner. Go to your room right now." And then Caillou cries, "Well..." And then the end. Or is it? After Caillou gets grounded, he feels not grounded because he is browsing his own computer. He browses his own computer, he looks at the screen, even though it's black, he waits for it to update, and then he just browses the internet about random things. He even researches on how to effectively go out of the house given the harsh security that the parents have improved. So yeah. Eventually, Caillou gets so bored that he goes back to sleep because technically Caillou is never supposed to use the computer while he's grounded. He's supposed to actually be bored. He mourns himself that he should have learned his lesson from yesterday's dinner. The end. Or is it? Okay. Okay, now we're just ending this.